Hello, Grade 3. This is Mr. Jeremy here to explain your work, English work, for today, April 1st. This is a review lesson. So 2 skills we will practice include there is, there are, and quantifiers for countable nouns. Today, we will practice how to use there is, there are, and quantifiers for things we can count in sentences. Quantifiers are words that give us an idea about how many people, places, or things there are in a situation. So, for example, when we learned about quantifiers in class, we had 26 people in the class. Okay, so this word enough, this quantifier highlighted in green, shows enough candies for the class. So what do we mean by enough? That means each person gets a candy. Okay, there are enough candies for the class. We also have the quantifier a lot of. So a lot of means more than enough candies for each person in the class. Some means that some people will get candies and other people won't get candies. Okay, so notice here we have 13 candies. 13 candies is only some. Going down, we have a few. So a few means almost no candies. So if we have 26 kids in the class and only 3 pieces of candy, I call that a few because it's almost no. So again, these are quantifiers, the words highlighted in green for things we can count like candy. So by count, this red word, I mean 1. Okay, I see a whole candy, 1. I see another candy, whole candy, 2. I see a third whole candy, 3. So we will answer questions using quantifiers. So these 2 questions you can ask when you want to know about how many things we have or how many things there are in a situation. And a situation can be different. Okay, it could be a different place or a different number of people. Okay, so the quantifier depends too on the situation. So in this situation, we're talking about the class. We have 26 kids in our grade 3 class. So you can ask the red question, do we have any Oreos for the class? Okay, and you can answer, we have enough Oreos for the class, or we have a lot of Oreos for the class, or we have no Oreos for the class. A second kind of question here in red, you can ask, are there any Oreos for the class? So notice I use the verb are because I have more than one Oreo. And an Oreo is that black cookie with cream inside. Are there any Oreos for the class? So my answer to that would be, I could say there are enough Oreos for the class. There are a few Oreos for the class. There are some Oreos for the class. So this second question and second answer are the ones that we will use in today's lesson. So the question in red, this is the teacher example, are there any Oreos for the class? So I see pictures of Oreos, and I counted these Oreos, and the exact number is 26, which means that each person in the class gets an Oreo. So I can say there are enough Oreos for the class. Okay? That is correct. What's not correct is if you say have enough Oreos for the class. That is not correct, because remember, when you say have, you must answer the question who or what has. So if you say have Oreos for the class, you need to say we have enough Oreos for the class, or they have enough Oreos for the class. You cannot say just have enough Oreos for the class. That's a very common mistake, okay? But today we will practice saying there are. So there are doesn't mean anybody has them. It just means that we can see them. There are. So here is number 1. Are there any Oreos for the class? So you will look at the picture. You know we have 26 people in the class, and you will type a sentence using one of the quantifiers. So we have a lot of, enough, we have some, we have a few, and we have no. Okay, so what do you see there? Is that enough? Okay, is that enough Oreos for the class? Okay, here is number 2. Are there any Oreos for the class? Type your answer here, the green words. Number 3, are there any Oreos for the class? Type your answer here, where you see the green words. Is number 4. So look at the number of Oreos. You can also count the number of Oreos to determine the quantifier that you use in the sentence. Are there any Oreos for the class? So next we're going to count the Oreos differently. So here we have a picture of one pack. One pack of Oreos inside has 12 Oreos. So I wonder, and you have to use a little bit of math here, how many Oreos would 2 packs have? How many Oreos are there in 3 packs? So are there any Oreos for the class? Okay, here you can see 1 pack of Oreos. Is that enough? Are there any Oreos for the class? Here we have 2 packs of Oreos and 2 individual Oreos, single Oreos. Are there any Oreos for the class? Number 7. Here we see 5 packs of Oreos. So 5 packs of Oreos is how many? And is that enough for 26 people? Okay, so now we have a different situation here. Now we're talking about your family. So you have to think, does my family have 26 people? Okay, how many people do you have in your family? So it's a different situation. So look at the number of Oreos. Is 4 Oreos enough for your family? Okay, so let's say each person gets 1 Oreo in your family. Is that enough? Are there any Oreos for your family? Type your answer where you see the green words. Okay, so think about your family again. So same question, different number of Oreos. Are there any Oreos for your family this time? Okay, same question, different picture. Are there any Oreos for your family? And finally, are there any Oreos for your family? Type your answer here. Okay, thank you, grade 3, for sending me your work, for practicing your skills. Very important so you don't forget what you learned. Please send this to me by Friday if possible. Thank you.